and I get to fight him next year. Oh my God.
So look,
In Michael's head, he is a badass.
Instincts take over. He's done rolled him up on the ground. So we're going to go into something else just a minute. It's going to be like, what was it like managing me and Devin in that match? But before we get there, go ahead.
Before we
get there.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Actually, well, go ahead and check out 7K Metals, mmtmetals.com. Links going to be in the description. If it wasn't for these guys, understand the reason we're talking about these guys so much is if it wasn't for them, we would not be able to be on this tour. We would not be able to bring you this amazing content. So check those guys out, see what you think. But what do you think about Devin and Thor?
Oh my God! I think Devin's smart for taking on that match.
I think it's the best move.
Opinion.
I think it's the best move of his career.
Oh, I absolutely do, because he's crossing over from a very small neighborhood, which is arm wrestling,
absolutely,
into a huge neighborhood, which would get him a hell of a lot more exposure.
Dude, he's got three. So he started out when he announced he had 392,000 subs. Now he has 395,000. So he's only grown 3,000 subs. But I believe between now and the fight, he'll cross 500,000. And if he wins, million subs, guaranteed in my mind. This dude is the smartest decision he has ever made, in my opinion, other than paying you to let him win. I'm still
waiting for my check, by the way.
Are you kidding me? They haven't paid you?
No, we're talking about Devin's pay. It was a joke, of course. Devin won. But yeah, I love it. I think it's great. Win or lose, it's no disgrace. He had 5 weeks to prepare, but understand that he's at GSP's TriStar Gym in Canada training right now.
Take this 100% full on.
Dude,
serious.
he left his family, he left his wife and kids, and he's in a dorm of fighters. That's who Devin is. Devin is a guy who will completely consume himself with the task at hand. And I was telling you last night at dinner, he may be the only person that I know who can go that extra step past me on willingness to leave it all. I mean, the guy's a warrior. I mean, he had a career as being a warrior. So I'm super excited. I think this is huge for arm wrestling. I think it's spectacular for Devin. I hope he wins, and I get to fight him next year. Oh my God! If Devin Larratt wins, and I can somehow get a boxing match with Devin Larratt, I will 100%.
That would be the
dude.
He's got a lot of training on you.
I know. I'm fine. As long as there's a payday, I will take an ass whooping, but I like my chances.
So look, in Michael's head, he is a badass. In Michael's head. If you really want to see if he is the badass that he thinks he is, go and watch some of the gun videos that we've put up, which is going to be another one put up.
Oh, she's making jokes because I have an arm that doesn't straight, so clearly I can't hit the targets.
He can't hit the targets. But in his mind...
Let me tell you, my wife shot better than me at the range the other day. We went over...
Second time I've had guns in my hands ever.
Second time ever. Yeah. And we're shooting steel targets. She's like, ding, ding, ding. I'm like, bitch, ding, ding.
Of course, you didn't say that. You said that under your breath.
I probably said it. I was greatly offended at her superiority with the guns. It was not working out for me.
Is that why you slept in the motorhome last night and she was in the house?
There you go.
Got it.
There you go. No, the thing is, I love the discipline that it takes for Devin to do what he's doing. And I like the training as much as I do the competition. So if I knew I could have a fight with him and it could be on a grand scale and it could be great for both of us, great for arm wrestling, I would 100% do it, and I would prep for it just like I prep for anything else in my life. I would love it, but I want to see Devin do very well because I think, and I said it in my interview the other day, if it was mixed martial arts Devin, if it was grappling Devin, if it was a street fight Devin, if it was a fight to the death Devin, boxing is going to be a little different because Devin is a trained combat specialist. I want to say what I want to say, but I mean, if Devin instincts take over, he's done rolled him up on the ground, snapped his shit. You know what I'm saying? Like boxing's going to be different. And can Devin control that instinct that's in him after 20 plus years of what he's done for a living to just keep it punches? You know.
So look at the dynamics of the two. You got Thor that's a strongman guy entering into the boxing. So I don't know what kind of boxing.
But he has been trained he's been training to be a boxer for a year and a half now.
Okay.
So, I mean.
Just a year and a half. Yeah. But again, you got a strongman coming into the boxing world. You got Devin, which is an arm wrestler and a combat specialist coming into the ring with Thor. You know what, man?
I like Devin's chances.
I bet you.
I like Devin's
I
chances.
would put my money on Devin. Because just watching Thor up there in Dubai, you know, Thor's got some skills, but it wasn't fast skills. I didn't think Thor was really fast on his punching. Where, you know, I think Devin, you know, in his career, he makes one slow move, he's dead.
I have a
So I
question.
think the dynamic's going to be really cool on that thing.
How much farther is Thor's reach?
Okay, so Devin is 6'6", Thor is 6'9", but Devin has a longer reach than 6'6". Now it may not anymore because that right arm doesn't straighten. And that's just like me. Let me tell you one of my biggest compliments
That
ever.
doesn't answer the question though, because I have somewhere to go with that.
Okay, I would say Thor's reach is probably 3 to 4 inches longer.
So why can't Thor just put one hand against his forehead and just?
Because it doesn't work that way.
Why can't you do
does not
that?
work
You probably could if Devin would sit still
If he
and
would
let
just
him
sit
do
there
it.
and let him do it.
Okay, up against the ring like this. That would be my game plan.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Okay.
That would be my game plan.
Dakota Adams, hey guys, with the rise in popularity over the last few years, do you think it will entice guys like Vovoda to attempt a legit comeback like Travis? And would it shake up the world rankings if so?
I would love for Vovoda to make a comeback and me to be his first match.
Would you?
100%. I need to redeem that 6L loss from
A little
2007.
butthurt over that, are you?
No, not butthurt at all. I'm just a little, I feel like I need to redeem myself.
Raw ass.
Definitely not butthurt, and don't have a rise. But but yeah, so I would love that, and I think the rise in popularity of arm wrestling is great. I think everything that's going on right now. I think what Devin's doing is phenomenal for the sport.
Absolutely.
I think it's phenomenal for exposure and letting people know that arm wrestlers are real athletes and can cross over. But Devin is a specialist. Devin is very, very, and his mental approach and his mental game is as tough as anyone in the game.
Oh,
I mean,
I
it's. Because at the end of the day, it's just arm wrestling or it's just boxing. What Devin used to face was way worse than that.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? But I talked to him the other day, and one of the things he's been missing since he's been out of the service was that thrill, that adrenaline, that purpose, right? So he is engulfed into this 5 weeks of preparation, and I'm telling you, the dude's going to do something special, in my opinion.
Fry Rose says he wants to see Dev versus Mike.
I think it would be great. And so back to the thing that was one of my greatest compliments. In 2013, we were doing because he was getting ready for that barroom arm wrestling thing.
Oh, yeah.
So the promotion was John Jones was going to be a commentator. So I got to meet with John Jones, and we were there, and we did a photo shoot. And he was telling his manager, he looked down at my arm and goes, "Could you imagine getting hit by that?"
Oh.
Because the thing doesn't, that hook, and Devin's got the same thing. If we cock that sucker and connect, it's a shot.
Yeah.
Now I can't say you're going to connect, but and that's the difference about boxing and striking in general. All it takes one punch. I'll take
One.
when you're a heavyweight or a super heavyweight, it takes one punch.
That's right.
So if you miss, you bob and instead of weave, bow. And the thing about Thor could knock Devin out. Devin could knock Thor out. I think Devin has got a very good chance of going to the body, getting underneath him, getting inside, hitting, throwing some strong. I mean, because that same thing works with an uppercut.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited to see this.
Very exciting stuff.
Okay, so
Go
back to
on.
the original question. What is it like managing the match between me and Devin?
Well, I tell you, going into this thing,